Yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh shit! Oh, let's get to the shits.
Hey, let's get to the shits.
Gotti, what up, bro?
Oh man, I'm grinding, man. I'll be up early in the morning working hard, man. So
I know
just
you
grinding.
never stop. You never stop, man.
I'm really now because with my man JT, it's crazy.
It's
Definitely.
about to get crazy. They about to get thoroughly reminded all that Irv Gotti does and is about, man. I know we've been talking on the regular and shit, but just for the people in the room, how are you? How's your family? How's the health? Everything's good?
Everything good. Help. Everything is good. I turned 50 on Friday. So.
Come on, hold on, man. That ain't no small feat, man. A lot of motherfuckers ain't get there, bro.
Yeah, you know what they say. The only worst thing than getting old is not getting old.
Right. It's dying young and shit. Absolutely. So, Gotti, I know like we in this pandemic, right? Which fucked everything up, fucked up the money, fucked up the movements. Everybody was grinding, everybody was doing shit, and then we came to like this pause. You having Tales, you having the Murder Inc. doc, and just so many TV programs, right, in production. Just talk to me real quick about how it's frozen up your plans and how you've been able to work around that shit.
Well, the pandemic has shut down Hollywood. It shut down TV and films. We can't shoot until we get the okay from the government and then get the okay from the filming commission. They give us the rules and guidelines now with the pandemic of what we have to do and be prepared for.
Right.
So it shut everything down. They're saying maybe September I could start shooting again, but you don't know until it happens, right?
Absolutely.
So that's why I said with my man JT, this is all God's plan.
For sure.
Because God not only put me what I feel is the next superstar artist that I'm going to be a part of, but he also has given me the time to work it and make it happen.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I would be able to do what I'm doing if I was shooting Tales and Trap Queen. I got 5 TV series that's waiting. So it's not even just like one, which is a lot of work. I got 5.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So, we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. The last time we spoke on my radio show, you were telling me that you were going to make another run in music. You said you was coming back to dominate music. Yeah. And I was like, why would you want to get back to music? And do you feel like there's an opportunity for you to do it? But you so headstrong. You were so like gung-ho. You was like, nah, I'm going to find one. We're going to make it happen. And then you hit me super excited. Tor, I got one. I got a record. Put your ears on this. So talk to me about how you and JT.
Well,
why you believed in them.
I had a firm belief in God that God was gonna have me bump into the artist that thing. And just so you know, Torae, that's how I work. I've met countless artists and thing, but no one has got me to do what I'm doing like for JT.
Right.
But that's because he's so dope. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm around dope artists, they inspire me. I'm running to the studio. I'm trying to do things and everything like that. It's really amazing. So I met JT on April 25th. This wasn't that long ago, yeah. Yeah, I met him because of my nephew Jawan, and he was talking to one of his friends, this girl named Jackson, who was from Indianapolis. So they was talking music because my nephew knew like I was looking, and my nephew was like, yeah, Uncle, I think I found someone for you. I was like, word? I was like, who is he? So he sent me some music on him, and the records was dope. So right when he says the records is, when I listen to the records, I DM'd him. And then I, said, check your DM, Irv Gotti, business or whatever like that. He hits me back. We get on a FaceTime because I said, yo, I'm a FaceTime so you know it's me. And catfish or whatever like that. So we get on the phone and we talking, and I'm vibing with him, and he had a mad cool vibe. I asked him how he makes these records. He'd be like, yo, the beat tells me what to do because he's a dude, he don't write. So I was like, word. Then he lets me know he's in Atlanta. So when he lets me know he's in Atlanta, I said, yo, I got a studio in Atlanta. I was in LA at the time, but I said, yo, go to my studio, go mess with Chink and Juice and see if you could record. Boom, he goes to the studio. He gets to the studio like an hour later after they small talking. They said, yo, he's going in the booth. He picked like 10 joints because, you know what I'm saying, we've been saving some bangers for artists. If I said, yo, God is going to bless me with an artist. So he said, yo, he picked 10 joints. The dude banged out the first joint like 20 minutes. My man Chink, he laughing. He's like, yo, I think he was the first one. He's like, yo, I think we got one. He just knocked that out like it was nothing. Crazy. So he sends me the record. Is this record called On Me, which is probably the next single, right? So he does this record On Me. Boom. So I'm listening to the record. This nigga Chink hits me like 15 minutes, 20 minutes later. Yo, I'm sending you another joint. I said, what are you talking about? He said, yo, he knocked out another joint. I believe that was this record called Pull Up. I'm listening to Pull Up. I'm like, yo, On Me is a single. You know what I'm saying? Pull Up was okay. It was definitely a usable record. It wasn't bullshit. Okay. Next record. Like 30 minutes. Yo, I'm sending you another record. And this time he's dying laughing. I'm like, yo, I said, yo, what's going on? And he says, yo, nigga, he's just going in there and he's just doing what he do. I'm like, are you serious? He's like, yeah. The third record was Ride or Die. The single. So you understand? So at this juncture, Chink is like, yo, he's mad cool. He's like someone you gonna fuck with. This nigga's a young nigga, but at the same time, he's different and he has lyrical content. Everything he basically knew I was looking for. So by the third record, he sent me 2 more. He sent me this Brothers record that Ja Rule is on. You know what I'm saying? That Ja Rule jumped on. And he sent me all these records is on. Oh, and then he sent Make It Out. All of these records is on his first album. So I fly. The next day, I catch a flight from LA to Atlanta because I said I got a vibe with him, and the vibe was airtight. We immediately bonded, and he gave me, dare I say, like how when I first met Rule, when I first met Ja, just a good dude, fun-loving, smoking or whatever, cracking jokes, just a good vibe and a good energy. And I think the next day he made like 2 records. We started recording, and I think I signed him like a couple weeks later.
Crazy.
Yeah, but yo, we have a whole album. But the reason why I wanted a young dude, Torae, is because I have a philosophy. And I was like, I wanted a young dude because I want to show them how to make classic albums. Like when you look at the young generation, and I am a person who, I'm not an old head who don't like the young. I love the young generation. But I'm going to say, I'll ask you, I'll pose you this question on your live. Name an album for the young generation that they put out that's like Doggy Style, Chronic, Ready to Die, Illmatic, Reasonable Doubt, It's Dark and Hell is Hot, All Eyes on Me. You know what I'm saying? With albums that when you put them in, it was like an experience. It was more than music. And I just, aside from maybe Travis Scott, you know, Travis Scott.
Travis got a dope vibe. You know, he definitely know how to just put a body of work together.
Yeah.
But classic, you know, just like those albums that you put in front and back, they need the tutelage. They need the guidance. They need like the history from the OG.
I love Drake. Like, I love Drizzy, and I think Drizzy's the top dog.
He loves you too.
Yeah, Drizzy we have a great relationship. But me and Drake really talk. So if me and Drake had this conversation, I'll be like, yo, you the top dog, but I can't pinpoint one album that I'm saying that, yo, that Drake, this is a classic.
Right. That's the
thing. He just got great records. But he has it. Do I think he could do it? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's Drizzy. He could put together a body of work that sonically sounds like holy shit, right? But aside from Travis, I don't see that with new artists. And I love new artists, but I'm just saying I don't see albums. And that's because maybe it's more single driven and they're not putting thought. So the reason why I wanted the young generational artists is I'm going to let him lead the way, but I'm going to implement things that my generation does to produce classic skits, like dope skits on the album where it's not just, it's a skit that's a meaningful skit that tells a story with the album. Like, you know what I'm saying? Production. No more like JT, he was getting music off the internet, 2 tracks, he do a rhyme on it, he put it out.
Right.
I'm like, no, we're going to mix these records and I'm going to mix them thoroughly. Like when you listen to Ride or Die, nigga, I think I stepped on that mix with Juice. You know what I'm saying? I think me and Juice mixed, and Chink, I think we put production on it.
Right.
We're fine tuning and delivering a different level of sound quality and mixing it with an album that's just, I think is going to be a classic debut album. So that is why I wanted a young artist. And I know the young generation is the most ignorant, fuck you, nigga, you old head nigga generation, right? So I said, I'm already an old head. I embrace it, yes. But I'm not a hating old head. But I didn't want a 30-year-old rapper who's nice like DMX or nice like Jay. They're not going to take the world over. They're not, because the young niggas is going to go, la, 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 fuck you, you fuck. You understand? And they ain't going to care. They're not going to fucking care.
For sure.
Word the mother. Hold on. Can I just send, I want to send a text to JT and them so they can see this interview and shit.
Yeah. Send them,
hold on one sec.
Shoot them a text. As we talk to Gotti, yes, the only album that I think stands, or the only artist rather that I think has that pedigree right now is a Kendrick Lamar. You know, Kendrick Lamar to me has at least one classic. You know, some people might argue 2. But Good Kid, Mad City is just one of those records that I can still listen to from top to bottom. I think it's an amazing project. I think he's an amazing artist overall, man. Questions. He sent in a text. All right, we got to get Gotti back. If you guys have any questions on anything you want to ask Irv, I see some questions here. Shot Stimuli says the baby. Yeah, I go with Kendrick. And the only reason I didn't just shoot that off because we talking new artists. And, you know, these guys are already 5, 6, 7 years in. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if you necessarily label them as newer artists. But, yes, they definitely, you know, Kendrick Lamar is one of those guys to me. Victory Lap. Yeah, see, I don't consider Nip a new artist.
Torae, I was watching you and you answered it for me. I said new generation. Like, even, Travis, but I said when Travis put that album out, he was probably what? He was 25 or under.
Yeah, he's right there on the cusp.
But like J. Cole is my man. That's my nigga. But he's 30 something.
Right.
Drake is 30 something. But I give Drake a pass because he been banging for like 10 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Over 10 years. So he started like Kendrick is in his 30s, correct? Right. So I'm like new generation.
Yeah, we're talking about the younger generation.
The younger generation.
With your ear, Irv, and your pedigree. Because you've been a part of so many classic movements, you know what I'm saying? Because you kept the lights on at Def Jam so crazy for such a long time. You know, you've been instrumental in DMX, you've been instrumental in Jay-Z, you've been instrumental in Ja Rule, obviously, and then Murder Inc. as a whole. What was it about JT that you said, yeah, he's the one?
Let me tell you something. I think God has given me a gift to recognize different people because all of them, from Jay, X, Ja, Ashanti, it took a minute for me to realize that she was special. But Jay, when we went to London, I knew this nigga was different.
And that was early.
I was 17. He was 18. And that's when he was like he was rhyming that fast style like that. But you could see, even with that, this nigga was mad talented, and he was just different. He was different than Jazz. You know what I'm saying? We was out there with Jazz, but he was different. You know what I'm saying? There's no knock on anybody. I love Jazz or whatever, but the nigga Jay was different. DMX. First time I met DMX and heard that nigga rhyme and how he was animated, and he was just this battle rapping nigga, just killing niggas. He would destroy, break a nigga down, like, and then mercilessly just keep killing them. So it was like he wanted to kill these niggas where you wouldn't rhyme around them no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then with Ja, I got to Ja because my man Chris Black was a drug dealer, and I needed an artist because Mike Geronimo was bugging out on me. So I needed an artist, and Chris Black was like, yo, I could rap. I said, nigga, you a drug dealer. Shut up. You a hustler. And then he said, yo, I'm in a group. And I said, what's the group? He said, CMC. We like, you know, Nino Run Cash Money Brothers, Cash Money Click. He takes me to Ja. As soon as when Ja start rhyming, he was different from 01 and Black. He was. The nigga was just fucking different. You understand? And I think I have an ability. Again, when I left the music biz and I took my break, I was basically like, I was looking for people, but again, they have to move me. Right? So I've been around countless artists, been worked with them, and I worked with some and thought they had talent, but it's not like what I'm saying with JT. I'm sorry. And if any artist takes offense to that, I'm not trying to offend you, but you know me, nigga. I only speak the truth.
Gotti shoot straight.
I shoot straight. I only know one way. Like I fucked with you, but this nigga JT is different. Then when I got to Atlanta, I watched this nigga. You know what was funny? You know I give direction on records. I will be giving this nigga direction, and he's looking at me, and I'm like, is this nigga even paying attention to me? Like, is he disrespecting me right now?
Disrespecting
nigga. Right. So he's just sitting there and he's going like this, but he's thing, and he's like, you finished? And I was like, yeah. And he's walking to the booth. And I'm like, yo, what are you doing? He said, I got it. And everything that I told him how I want shit to go, he's in the booth executing. No pen, no thing. He's like, I'm like, how are you doing this? He's like, Gotti, the beat tells me what to do. And then he's like, yo, I'm schizophrenic. It's like, he's like, yo, I got like 10 niggas inside. He's like, I'm crazy. No, but when you hear his album, you're going to go, oh shit. This nigga is like fucking 6 different people. Right. He'll be on the record and give you 4 different flows. That's all L and works and things. So it's from the same person, but it's just different. The niggas a monster, yo.
Gotti, what's your process this time around? Because you've done it, you know, independent. You know, we talked to Mike, and Mike talked about, you know, pressing up shit's real. You doing it yourself. We've seen you take over at Def Jam. We've seen you run a label, and we need to know why you're not CEO of Def Jam right now. But we'll save that for later on. What is going to be your process with JT?
I'm gonna tell you real shit. We had a meeting with Sylvia and Sony. We had a few meetings at the label, but Sylvia, real talk, she acted like she wanted it.
Word.
So we was gonna go with Sylvia. We still might. And when I say Sylvia, I mean Sony.
Right.
I'm gonna give you some real shit right now.
I love Gotti because Gotti let the shit go. He don't care.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it go. I just tell my business and shit.
I love it. I love it.
But I'll be like, I don't really give a fuck, so I don't care. So she put a deal on the table, and it was a great deal. It was a 50-50 joint venture. And when I seen that Torae I got,
it took you back.
I said, am I the same guy? I signed a 50-50 joint venture 23 years ago in 97 or 98. I signed a joint venture deal. And I'm smart enough to know that joint venture deals is a partnership deal, but it's not really a partnership deal. They tack on distribution fees and that fees or whatever. And I literally had the pen in my hand and put the pen down and just was thinking like, yo, are you still this guy? And then you know what they say? I said, if you want to walk away from the deal, what are you prepared to do?
Right.
Then I said, yo, do I believe in JT? Do I believe in him as an artist? How much do I believe? Torae, I said, fuck it. I'll risk it all for this. Right? I said, I'll risk it all. And word to mother, I walked away from that deal. And I said, I want an 80-20. And I said, I'm giving you 20% because I want the use of your marketing promotions, but the masters belong to me. I'm gonna own my music with JT. And then I'm like, is that enough? So that said, I was like, if I'm going the distribution route, I might as well get it hot myself, so I could get a bigger and better deal.
Of course.
So I could still get the distribution, but I'm gonna make them pay. Because if I go there now and they give me the distribution, I'm gonna be on my own anyway.
Right.
Right? So I put my houses up.
Wow.
I have like 7 houses.
Wow.
And I put my houses up to get my hands on this bread, to do it the right way. To do it the right way. So that's why I said when I talk to people like other people that I need support, I'll be telling them, yo, this is the most important conversation I'm ever going to have with you in my life.
Yo, but that shit is so real. And Gotti, nobody can, I mean, you've done it all. And you've done it at so many different levels. Like, nobody can twist you. Nobody can spin you. There's no office you can sit in and they can tell you some shit that you don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you understand what it takes to get to the mountaintop.
But understand this, Torae, and I want you to listen to this because I'm also very humble to the fact of things that I don't know, right? So, nigga, if I know something, I know that, nigga. Fuck out of here. And no one's talking me off the ledge. No one, nigga. I'm a leader. I'm never a follower. I don't give a fuck. People's like, Gotti, JT don't have any followers. When I signed him, he had 1,000. I said, I didn't sign him because of followers, motherfucker. I signed him because he's the nicest nigga. He has like 20-something thousand now because we've been going so hard. And I'm like, we'll build it. But I'm like, I'm not these industry niggas. I dance to my own drum. You feel me? So I don't give a fuck about what the other people's doing or whatever like that. So that's the whole train of thought with him. And I'm not pig-headed enough to know. I don't know how you break a record in 2020. You know, I'm gonna just be honest with you. 20 years ago, I gave the record to Clue. If Clue played it top 3 on his mixtape, you warmed up. After Clue did that, I went to Flex. Bing! And Flex would play the shit 30 times in one night, and I was lit. And for whatever reason, after Clue and Flex did that, I was hot across the whole country spinning. You see what I'm saying? I talk to people now, they're like, radio, it don't matter. No one listens to radio. You got to get the streams. And I understand that because streams is money, and that's where people are going to listen to music. But Torae, when you played my record and I'm sitting there listening to it, I'm like, you don't get that from a stream, motherfucker. You don't get that motherfucking feeling from hitting play on Spotify. Now, and Spotify, also, I love you. Listen, Spotify, I love you, and I fucking need you, and I want you to play my shit too.
Right, get involved.
Right, there's nothing like when radio plays your record in a car. It's just different to me.
It's also a different audience because the people who are savvy with the phone, the people who know where to go, the people who know the playlist, that is a select audience. But the people who just get in the car, turn the fucking engine on, and turn the radio on, and that's how they discover music, that's still a thing. It's still a thing,
it can never go nowhere. And I'm saying, like, people in the game that's well respected, you know, they'll try and discourage a nigga because they like, Gotti, you a dinosaur. You go in here buddy hustling with all your friends at radio. And I'll be like, fuck you, nigga. And then I'm like, I'm gonna do it my way. How about if I get radio, that may ignite streams? Who knows? I'm like, there's more way to skin a cat. You motherfuckers in the industry, this is an industry, and I used to fucking kill these niggas, right? Because I would be like, these niggas is like, okay, we gotta blow. 1, make a good album. 2, radio single. 3, video. 4, it's like they had a checklist. And I'm like, that's not passion, that's not energy. Fuck what you talking about. You see what I'm saying? Like, I may do it a
Who's calling her? Okay.
different with me. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that it's more than one way to skin a cat. So if y'all doing that, fine, that's working for you. I may go through the back door, nigga. I may go through the side door. The whole goal is to get on top of the world. The whole goal is to break your artist. And however you do it, more power to you. Some people are going to do it like with videos and views and buying numbers and all kinds of wild shit. And no, I don't knock nothing. The goal is to win. The goal is to win. The goal is to entertain the people, make them enjoy the things that you've done, the work that you just done, and win. So whoever is winning, I am applauding you. Like, yo, how did you do it? I'm picking your brain, nigga. But you're not gonna tell me radio, nigga. That's why when I post the shit, I hashtag radio still matters. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a radio nigga. I love radio. I don't get that feeling anywhere else. And I don't give a fuck if I'm doing it just to get that feeling of hearing my shit. Because once I do that, nigga, I'll go another 10 hours. Once I hear, like when you play my shit, nigga, that whole day, I'm working. I'm ringing it off because I'm like, it's working. My shit is thing. So I'm just a different nigga, man. Anyone who knows or whatever, they know.
About radio right now is that you get instant feedback, right? So I play a record and I go right to social media. Yo, I'm about to play this record. What do you think about it? Talk to me in real time. So you get real time reactions. Yeah. You don't necessarily have to. Of course, you still got to test records and all of that bullshit. But I want to know what the people think. Is it hot? You fucking with it? You want to hear it again? Or not?
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah, and I got that shit. You know what I'm saying? I went with JT. I went with street records first because I got so many big records. Torae, it's like I gotta get my niggas on board. So I came with Changes and motherfucking Ride or Die, 2 monster street records. Because with them radio friendly records, we got you know what I'm saying? Nigga, we got them. Nigga, I got a record. I'm gonna tell you right now. I got a fucking record that I think is going to be the biggest record on his album. It's a Kings of Leon sample. If y'all don't familiar, you know, Kings of Leon is a monster rock group. And they had this record. I ain't going to tell you which record, but we sampled them. And, man, I think it's a record, man. Like black, white. I took a Kings of Leon record and, you know what I'm saying, slowed it down and I brought it to hip hop. So when people that heard it, like white people that hear it, when they say like, yo, that's Kings of Leon, I said, yeah, they go crazy. And this is a record, yo, Torae, I had this record for like 8 years. But I was like, I gotta wait on this one. I gotta give it to the right person. I gotta give it to the right. So I was like, yo, do this. And I gave him another little book. Real talk, you don't even need to talk to him. Like I caught myself, I'm like, I may be fucking this nigga up. Just let this nigga go. That's how great he is. And he wrote a record about drugs. That's a universal record about drugs that I'm telling you right now, I feel is gonna be colossal. He's talking about drugs about, yo, I know it's killing. He's, you know, I'm doing these drugs and I know it's killing me, but I can't explain the feeling that it's giving me. And nigga, this nigga, I'll be like, what the fuck are you? Because he'll sing. He got this record that's for his second album. I ain't even putting it that's Use Me. It's a monster. You just want to use me. And just, like, nigga. But I'm like, who the fuck is this nigga? Is he a singer? But he's just like, yo, he's like, I'm an artist. I don't know. He says, and again, he goes back, I just do what the beat tells me.
Right. And that's important. Gotti, I know you got, and when I see you passionate like this, you know what I'm saying? Like, it excites me just because I know how much you care. You're one of those executives, you're one of those guys in the business that always have my attention because of your passion, because of your love for the music, because you were one of those guys that knew the streets. You came from the street. You knew you knew how to make hit records. You know what I'm saying? You learned how to fucking make beats from Large Professor, right? So this is.
He didn't know that. He knew that later. I was in the room. We was all on tour. You know, Jazz, Jay. We was all on tour. Large Professor. Nas was out there because he was doing Main Source. The UMCs and EMI put us all on the tour. So every night, Large Pro had the party room and shit. And he would hook up his SP12 and the S950. And he made, if y'all ain't the old head, y'all ain't gonna know. But he made the remix to Slick Rick, It's a Boy. So I watched him, it was boom, boom. Doom, 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 doom. And then I seen him and then he filtered it in the 950. So I was like, That's how you do
That's
that.
how y'all do this
right?
shit.
I said, got it with that. And then he found the beat with digging in the crates and found the loop, and he found some ill drums and the drums, and he just looped half a bar. Da, da-doom, da, da-doom. Just that. Sampled the kick and snare, and this nigga tapped out the things, and it was doom, doom, da, doom, doom. And I'm like, oh my God, I got it. I fucking got it. Right?
Crazy.
So boom, I went home, and I did have it. Like when you listen to Mike Geronimo, It's Real, it's that saying, ka, da-doom, ka, and I sampled the kick, da-doom, doom, ka, da-doom, da, da-doom, doom. You know what I'm saying? But it when you sample the half a bar, it gives it more of a rugged feel.
Yeah.
If you sample just
You
a
gotta
kick and
catch it.
snare and tap out the drums, it may not necessarily have that feel to it. You know what I'm saying? So I made that. And then Dr. Dre is the other one. And I said this to Dre. So Dre was on the cover of Sauce. I think it was when he had the gun to his head in the Sauce. And he had said some shit that never left me. He said, it's not that producers want to make whack shit. He said, it's just that they don't know how to get what they have in their mind to take.
Right.
And I was like, fuck, that's me. And that's because I couldn't play. So if you look at the history of me, the early records is produced by just DJ Irv, right? But then after that fucking shit, I got with Little Raw. I got Chink Santana. I got Seven. And then that's when I had all of the top dog producers because they all played. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm in the studio. I'm like, yo, pull up a bass, pull up a string. And, you know, when I start doing it, I started seeing sonically what sounds work with sounds. So it made me, like, as on a producer level, you know, certain people say, this guy made the beat and you took the credit or whatever. There's some that happens like that, right? There's some that I give them verbatim what to play.
Right.
And, like, I can easily take the production credit myself and just say instruments played by such and such. There's sometimes a thing, but I can tell you this, I produced the record.
Well, people don't. It's a difference between a producer and a beat maker, and this is like an ongoing conversation.
Right, and you know, I truly don't give a fuck what people think or whatever because I know how busy I get. Right. 9 times out of 10, you can take the producers that was with me, right, and had success with me. Where's your success without me? So I must have been doing something.
Yeah, you had to play a part, right?
Exactly, because when you're not with me, you ain't ringing off number ones, nigga.
Do you feel like do you feel like you get mentioned in these conversations? Do you feel like you get the credit you deserve for everything that you've done and contributed?
No, they definitely shortchange me, but I don't give a fuck because I'm gonna keep slaying these motherfuckers, and then eventually they'll get the picture. I think after JT. Like, if I bring Murder Ring back to the top of the world, Torae, what the fuck did they say to me?
It's undeniable after that.
Okay, and then watch this. Not only did I come back musically, I got TV and film ringing the fuck off. Torae, I'm going to give it, the Supreme Team is getting made. Now, hold on. You want some more set-offs? I signed the deal, right, with Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers is making it. Now, hold it gets, for some of you, but wait, it gets worse, right? Todd Phillips, the maker of The Joker, the maker of the Hangover franchise, is making the film with me. And he's doing it, wait a minute, with his production partner of joint effort, Bradley Cooper.
Oof.
Wait a minute, it gets better. Writing the motherfucker right now. Well, I'll have the first draft probably next month, safely next month. Chris Brancato, the creator and writer of Narcos first season and Godfather of fucking Harlem, which is probably the best TV series. He is the magic man writing this shit. And guess what? He talks Supreme every other day. So all you motherfuckers, how can Irv Gotti tell a Supreme Team? He wasn't Supreme Team. Nigga, y'all niggas shut the fuck up. One Preem is my brother. And I'm the only nigga he's gonna let do it. And two, you know who's telling Preem's story? Preem, nigga. Who better to tell a story of the Supreme Team than Preem? Wait a minute. And Prince. We talk, and he talks to Prince. Who better to tell a story than Preem and Prince, nigga? The boss and the fucking underboss.
That's gonna be crazy.
Understand, like, this is something I get passionate about as well because I love Supreme. Me and Preem still talk, we still speak, we still banging, nigga. It's the same shit when he was home, it's the same shit now. You understand? I love him, that nigga loves me until the casket fucking drops. That's how me and my group of niggas is getting down.
You are one of those guys who, you know, some people even could say loyal to a fault. You hold your people down
100%.
And you stand by their side.
You want me to explain that?
Go.
There's a reason for that. Torae, I'm the youngest of 8 kids. Same mother and father, who's, thank God, they're still alive.
Mommy and Poppy.
Nene and Poppy, right? And fucking, I'm the youngest of 8 kids. So when you see me talking about Preem, you're going to hear words like brother. When you see me talking to my niggas, you're going to see these niggas is my brother. So I'm a loving family guy.
Right.
And I don't give a fuck who you are. Once you're my brother, nigga, I'll do anything for my brother. I'll die for my family, nigga. And you know, that may be cliche to say. Nah, nigga, I'm dead serious. If me dying would be better, and if my family was gonna, like, through my death gain the world, yo, count me in. I'm dead. You see what I'm saying? So when you have that mindset and you're not fronting, then going all out for them is nothing, nigga. I'll die for them.
Right.
You see Ja Rule? I will die for Ja Rule. I will die for that nigga, man. So me going all out or doing whatever for him is a distant second. Real talk, if a nigga pulled out and shot at Rule, I'm jumping in front of that motherfucker.
Crazy.
But here's the crazy shit. Rule will do the same for me.
That part.
Listen, niggas be like, yo, Preem was your protection. I'm like, yeah. If a nigga talk bad about Preem, I fuck that nigga up. I was like, so I'm his protection too, I guess. Because, nigga, we the same. It doesn't matter what level of gangster. My heart and his heart is exactly the fucking same. And this is the shit you niggas don't know. When you see me with my nigga BJ, Preem Team nigga, BJ, nigga, that nigga love me. I love that nigga. It's hard to go against love, nigga. Right. I ain't got to pay nobody to do shit. It's love. Nigga, and that's the other thing. And I judge people on who they are with me, not anything else. Suge Knight, everyone's you want to be Suge? Suge Knight's my man. And I know there's people on the East Coast that they didn't like that, but I'm like, fuck you want me to do, nigga? This nigga has shown me nothing but love. What you want me to do? Why he showing me love? Fuck you, nigga. Nah, then that's my man. Right. And as time went by, we built a close relationship. And I mentioned him, Torae, because I'm giving you good info because Suge wants me to do his TV series.
Crazy.
Now,
Suge
shit calls me from jail, you know what I'm saying, all the time, nigga. All the time. Him and his wife, and they call me BJ, you know what I'm saying? But he was like, Gotti, you're the only nigga that I want to tell my story. And I was like, you sure you want to tell? I said, a lot of people has told it already. And he said, that's why I want to tell it. He says, because niggas is giving half-truths. They giving hearsay. Mm-hmm. He said, you know what I'm saying? He said, my story, I see people, he said, like Eazy-E, the scene with him and Eazy-E. He said, the only niggas that know what happened in that room is me and Eazy-E. Mm-hmm. And he said, you know, Eazy's dead. So they tell him half-truths. Nigga, he said, he told me think about when Tupac got murdered. And he was like, you know, they getting half the story. He says, but nigga, I got the full story. Right. So it might be a Death Row, Suge Knight EP, Irv Gotti EP series, yo. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, I need to get a charger. Hold on.
Okay,
look, this is my family. Look, this is my family.
Family, man, hold on.
Just so you know, yeah. It's real. The smoked meats. That's Big Mama D. This is Dana. Dana, say hi to everybody on IG. This is Big Mama D.
What's going on, Dana?
Big Mama D from the West Side. She from the West Side. Tupac voice. You know
family,
hey, Mimi,
family, ladies and gentlemen. Look how important this is to my brother Gotti. This is family right here.
It's family. But this is why I do everything that I do. Is I got a big family, and I love my family.
Gotti, do you think your relationship
this is
with
my
certain people?
goddaughter. She's an artist. That's Ricky.
Hello, live.
What up?
Hello, live.
Gotti, where's the charger,
We live. We live. I just had to come. Yeah, I had to get a charger.
Get the charger.
Yeah, my shit's dying, so I need to plug up. So Nene has the charger. She's the plug.
Nene's the plug for real.
For the charger. You got it? Hey, everyone. Y'all probably see this. That's Nene. Nene, say what's up to Torae.
Oh, man. Blessings. Hello.
Nene, hey, Torae, you seen I did my first TikTok?
Nah, you did a TikTok, Gotti?
Nigga, my nieces made me do a motherfucking TikTok. So they wanted me to do that shit where you do the little shake.
Oh, I did see it. I did. I said the something new.
Yeah, the elbows and shake. It got to me. I told him, I said, yeah, all right, I'll do it. And I put up my middle finger.
I
But
did see that.
you know what's crazy with that?
It's not in here. It's right there.
No, it's not.
This
Yo,
is like a
someone give
regular
me a motherfucking
conversation
charger.
with Gotti. This is how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. I knew it was gonna be crazy. One thing I love about Gotti is that he holds no punches. He always gonna tell you what's real.
I keep it real.
He
I
always
keep it
gonna
real.
tell you what's real.
Yo, Torae, you want to hear some crazy? I'm gonna shout out my niggas in Chicago, and they played the record, right?
Mm-hmm.
They played the record on the radio station, and they played the record 3 times.
Fire.
And I don't know what came over me, but nigga, I broke down. Before I fully broke down, I said, yo, bye, love. Because I be feeling shit. Like, I'm a feeling person.
Right.
And the shit is so crazy. Like, they played the record 3 times, and something came over me. Like, I was really overcome with emotion. But that happens to me sometimes, right? Because nigga, I've been through some shit. You know what I'm saying? My man's in jail for double life. They tried to serve me and put me in jail for life. You know, I had the world kind of turned on me with the whole 50 Cent. I was like, yo, I'm a good nigga. Why y'all niggas flipping on me?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And it was crazy. But I posted it and I let them see that side of me because I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm me. I'm totally comfortable in who the fuck I am, in the life that I've lived, and everything like that. But yo, nigga, I'll have the moments. I'll break down. You know what I'm saying?
That's because you're a real one. You're a real one.
I try not to do it in front of people. Torae, if I'm in the car, like when I was going to trial, facing that 20, like every day I would drive to court. And word to mother, Mary J. Blige, my life, to this day, it takes me somewhere. And you know that line, she says, and I know that things will turn out fine. Yes, they would. Yes, they would. Nigga, if I'm by myself, I'm crying, nigga.
Word.
Crying.
Nigga,
I can't help it.
I'm by myself, I'm crying.
Yeah, I can't help it. There's certain movies like Glory with Denzel when he, you know, they ain't like, oh my Lord. And that nigga goes, he said, say, he said, you know, I feel funny. He said, say something you fear. He just say something. That nigga first thing said, you know, they killed my mama. As soon as when he says it, I'm like, oh God. And it makes everything, you know what I'm saying? Because he was like a thugged out nigga. But when he says that, it made his character all the sense. He said, you know, they killed my mama. I'm like, oh man. And he said, you know, I love the 54. You know, we use that. I believe on Jai's RULE album. I believe we used that skit, and he was like, I love the INC. And we used the skit, but he didn't say the 54, he said the INC.
Word up. Gotti, I don't have much time with you, and I still got 20 million things I want to ask you. let me ask you
Torae, anything you want, nigga.
Oh, come on,
this is how I'm doing it with you. Anything. So if you want me to come back in an hour or come back and motherfucking thing, you just let me know. Say, Gotti, let's do part 2. I'm here. You know what I'm saying?
This is what I'm talking about. Well, we're gonna keep bringing the record off. I do want to ask you a few things before I let you go. Do you feel like your relationship with certain people, like your relationship with Preem, your relationship with Suge, do you feel like it's distanced you from other industry people who might be at odds with them?
Do you feel? Did I feel you broke up? Do I feel like it's the truth?
Your relationships with guys like Suge, guys like Preem, do you feel like it's been detrimental to some of your industry relationships?
100%. I think when you ask about Def Jam, I think Preem cost me Def Jam because my relationship with him, they rated 825 8th Avenue. They rated Worldwide Plaza. So I can't. They Universal Music Group has every right to look at me like, and why? Because I never denounced my nigga. It'd be different if I'm like, I'm not fucking with him no more, and I don't like Supreme, and this thing, nigga, you never once. So even before, during, and after, right now, I was, nigga, I love that nigga. That's my man. So people may look at that and feel like I'm stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that relationship is hurting you, and why are you so close to him? Like, why? And I'm like, yo, because that's my brother. And understand, just like with Suge, the relationship started out, I was shooting Cash Money clip, Get the Fortune on Guy Brewer. BJ came to me and said, yo, you want me Supreme? I was like, Supreme? They said, yeah. I said, sure. It wasn't no extortion or, yo, nigga, a thing. Or he was like, yo, could you shoot a movie? And I was like, nah, this is like my second video ever, right? And he was like, yo, I want to make a movie with these Donald Goines novels. They big in jail. And I was like, I don't even know them novels or anything. But we were just having a normal conversation. There was nothing gangster about the conversation. And when we finished, he did say, listen, he said, this block is mine. He said, go in any store, get whatever you want, and say you with Preem. And I used that because we didn't have no money like that. So we got mad turkey and cheese sandwiches from the deli on the corner. He provided lunch, right? So, but after that, he was in the halfway house. So he was out during the day, and at a certain 7, 8 o'clock, he had to go to MDC in Brooklyn. And Torae, we just built a friendship, how you build a friendship with people. That's it. And he seen something in me that was bonded. Maybe it was because I was in entertainment and I wanted that, but nigga, we didn't talk entertain. Like we would go eat, and he was like a vegetarian. He used to take me to this spot, Smile and Beyond. It's still on, I believe, Parsons Boulevard by the barbershop.
Word.
And you eat sandwiches and this fake meat, because he was like a health nut. And we would just be in there talking, shooting the shit, and talking about life, talking about bitches, talking about things. And we just truly became great friends. There was times that I know, like, niggas, like he banged with that was Preem when they first met me. They was like, why is this nigga around or whatever? But Preem used to check niggas. He used to be like, see, y'all niggas ain't shit. And he would be on the block barking on niggas. And he would be like, because I have values and I have principles. And he says, you niggas ain't got no principles. He said, that's why Gotti different than you niggas. Matter of fact, fuck y'all niggas. And he would go with me to pick up my like second mom, V. So it was like a real relationship. The same thing with Suge. Suge cleared, shed so many tears, and he cleared pain.
Pain, right.
Nigga, I didn't just sample. I used Pac's voice.
Right.
Pain, I played the verse. Do you realize what he could have charged me? He could have charged me $500,000. What would a Pac feature be when Pac was Pac and getting that? You see what I'm saying? Crazy. He came to the studio, like I got Jimmy. Jimmy was like, Irv, Suge owns everything. I spoke to Afeni, and Afeni was, she cleared it. Well, people she thought Ja reminded her of Pac. And we had a phenomenal relationship. I loved and respected Afeni, and she was just a great, nice woman. And like, she understood what her son meant to people. So she was giving up the clearances. But she said, she was like, you're gonna have to talk to Suge though. But she said, you got my blessings, now just talk to Suge. So Suge comes to Enterprise Studios, right? And it just so happened Preem was in LA. We didn't know he was coming, so it was me, Preem, and like 20 niggas. No security with the no big white security. No. It was just niggas off the block.
Right.
So, and my niggas, no security, they was just my niggas. So Brooklyn and Queens, heavy, BQE, heavy, right? So Suge comes to the studio and Preem was so loved. Everyone knew this nigga. So he was like, oh shit, Preem, what's up, nigga, and everything. So him and Suge was having their moments, and it was all love. And I think Preem was like letting them know, like, yeah, it's murder, nigga, or whatever, you know what I'm saying, or whatever they was talking about. I don't know. I didn't listen.
Wasn't privy to that.
Right, but he came in the thing. He seen all of us. He's smoking a cigar. He said, oh, you niggas ain't on no Hollywood shit. And I was like, nah, these are all my niggas. And I introduced him to everybody. And I'm like, this is my family, nigga. These my brothers. You know what I'm saying? And he was sitting there. He chilled. He listened to the record. He said, so you want this? I said, yeah, nigga. Everyone said you the man. The nigga says, man, you can have that. He said, I fucks with y'all niggas, yo. He gives me the sample for free.
Crazy.
I don't give a fuck if he's the Prince of Darkness, nigga. He just gave me the sample for free.
That's
what
crazy.
am I supposed to do? Thank you. Now fuck you, nigga, or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
I deal with people, and it's crazy because a known gangster from the East Coast that loves us and fucks with us, I ain't gonna say his name or whatever, but he seen me, but he didn't like Suge. He's like, Gotti, how you fuck with that nigga? You know what I'm saying? That nigga ain't no East Coast. He fuck that, the East-West beef. And BJ gave him the realest shit. BJ said, listen, man, we fuck with niggas how they fuck with us. He said, if we was to listen to everybody, we shouldn't fuck with you, nigga. You understand?
That part.
He said, yo, if we listen to people like you, what you saying, we shouldn't fuck with you. And word them over, the gangster nigga said, all right. And he respected it. You know what I'm saying? Because he's like, has a shady past too. But nigga, we fuck with you. Why? It's been nothing but love. So I'm like, this nigga gives nothing but love, and this nigga's my man. To this day, when we on the phone, laughing, joking, or whatever like that, that's why he's like, Gotti, this TV series, he was like, yo, you're the only one that I trust. And he's like, I see what you're doing out there. You know what I'm saying? You make it waves. So he's like, yo, you're the only one that I trust to tell this story to.
Crazy. Listen, we look forward to it. I got less than a minute left on this live. There's still a zillion things I want to ask you, Gotti. Before I let you go, let the people know where they can get the music at. I know it's streaming right now, SNFJT.
SNFJT is available on all streaming platforms. Please go stream it. It's so important. You know what I'm saying? His records, his changes, and Ride or Die. That's the singles out now. And I'm telling you now, get vested in. No, I ain't talking about Haitian Jack, but you're close. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No, it ain't Jack.
I saw that
but
too.
you're close. It's Jack's man. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
But you know what I'm saying? You could get JT all streaming platforms. And listen, he's an artist that I'm telling y'all to get vested in, because I'm telling you, get in early, because he's gonna be the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Gotti, 2 more questions, because I know we can do this shit all day long, right? Would you do any of it a different way?
Would I do anything a different way?
Yeah, I don't necessarily like the term regrets, but of all your history, good, bad, and indifferent, would you change any of it? Would you do any of it a different way?
Some things maybe have been smarter. You know, I do regret a few things. The top one being J-Lo.
Right.
I did some dumb shit when she was like my best friend, and I said some shit in the interview when I was fucking high off of 3 pills, and I regret that.
Right.
She didn't deserve that, and she was like a real close friend of mine. You know what I'm saying? So I regret that. The second regret, and this in no way, shape, or form is a reflection of how I feel about Nas. Like, I love Nas like a brother. I really, really love that dude. You know what I'm saying? I have a feeling I love Nas. But Jay, I've known since I was 17 years old. And, you know, I made Super ugly. I shouldn't have done that. It hurt my relationship. it hurt my relationship with Jay, and he was right to be mad and angry with me or whatever like that. So those is kind of the top two things that if I would have done over. All of the stuff like with Preem or maybe I love Preem. That's my brother. And he is who he is and we are who we are. So there's no regret with that at all.
For sure. I know you are very, very passionate about the J-Lo thing because that's something that you've mentioned to me and we've had, conversation before and just, that's something that is really sits on your heart because I think it was a real relationship.
No, you don't understand. Listen, let me give you the full scope and see how much of a stupid motherfucker I was. First of all, I'm best friends. I did I'm Real and Ain't It Funny. These are two colossal number ones. I'm Real was number one for like 18 weeks. Fucking Ain't It Funny was number one for like 11 weeks, right? I did these records and she trusted me. Benny Medina was like, yo, Irv is just doing the music. I only did those 2 records for her. So here we are, we're great friends. I'm talking great vibe, great energy. She's going like this. She's repping Murder Inc. And she's arguably one of the biggest, most sexiest, hottest stars in the world. And she's going like this.
Right.
So I'm fucking high. Like during this time, I was doing ecstasy like it was Skittles and shit. So I was high as a kite. All of those great records, I was high.
That's all ecstasy records.
It's all ecstasy records. Most of yes. And nigga, I go in the studio, we high, and it was just a level. It was a different level of creativity, a different level of shit, right? So I'm high, and I get into an argument with Tommy Mottola. The argument was over Cadillac Ty because he let Cadillac Ty get in the video, but when he serviced the record, Ty wasn't on it.
Right.
So I'm telling Tommy Mottola, and we're getting into a big fight. I'm like, motherfucker, I gave you these big records, and I'm like, you hurt me with that. How the fuck you gonna hurt me with that? And he said some things. Me and Tommy is cool now, so I don't want to get into it. But I hung the phone up like, when I see you, I'm gonna fuck you up. Like to Tommy Mottola. Like, when I see you, I'm fucking you up. Within 2 minutes of me hanging the phone up, J-Lo had told me I'm going to get Elle Magazine, who's giving me the cover. I'm going to get them to call you and so you could give quotes for the interview. All love. They call me. I'm high. I'm angry. Fuck is this? Right? Who the fuck is this? The writer. I'm the writer from Elle Magazine. I'm here because J-Lo. I'm like, what the fuck you want to know? Like, I'm on it like that. And he had a live wire. And he said, okay, well, I'm just going to get right to it. Listen, Diddy and J-Lo is in a relationship. I'm real about Diddy. J-Lo says it's not about Diddy. The bitch is lying. Now, in passing with us talking right here, right, it doesn't sound over the top harsh.
Right.
The bitch is lying. Read that shit in print.
Nah, it's different.
Read that shit. J-Lo said the record is not about Diddy. Very next line, Irv Gotti says that bitch is lying. And this is my good friend. This is my good friend. So if J-Lo never fucks with me or never trusts me again, I gotta eat that. And it's like when I'm around her, I feel so stupid because she was like, I was in the circle of trust. To the point where she says, I'm getting the cover of Elle, nigga.
I
want you to talk for me about music. And that's what I did. They asked me, I said, listen, they said, what was your psyche of making the record? I said, well, I don't listen to J-Lo records. I said, I don't listen to them. So I just look at her ass and dream about having her or whatever. You know what I'm saying? This is me high saying this. And with my friend who asked me to do this.
To hold you down. To hold
me
down in this interview.
And this is what I did.
This is what I do.
Right, so I'm an idiot. And
but
look, everyone is laughing. Look at today's shit. They laughing. They're like, this is fucking great. He's such an asshole. And I regret that so much. It's my biggest regret is breaking up my friendship with the lovely and beautiful, warm-hearted Jennifer Lopez.
For sure.
And I'm going to be honest with you. Listen, I had so many more hits to give her.
Right. And it's over.
I had so many, listen, I had so many more colossal records to give her because, you know, when you come from the hip hop world, fucking with J-Lo is a cheat code because they push her so hard. They fucking, you understand? So I was just like, oh, I'm going to drop bombs and let Sony push the shit out of her. Right. How could it miss?
Can't.
Colossal number ones. I had mad more. I had so many more because it was easy to me.
Right.
We made I'm Real and Ain't It Funny total 10 minutes each.
Crazy.
It's crazy. It's fucking I'm Real as Mary Jane. I'm in love with the Mary Jane. Rule, take this nigga flow. Yo, Seb, we gonna hook the beat up. Yo, get that toot 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 toot. You know what I'm saying? Hit. As soon as we finished that record, I was like, this is a monster.
You knew. You just know right in the lab.
Know it. And then when we did Ain't It Funny, that was directly at Puff to fuck with Puff. Right. To take flavor in your ear. Nigga, I was with J-Lo. I was like, yo, you should put on like the Kango that he wears and put some like tight black shorts on and dancing and doing his Diddy Bop shit.
You was really shitting.
It wasn't I was shitting. I knew it was good entertainment. Puff is my brother.
Of course.
But the people wanted to say, what do you want to say? Ain't it funny how you love me? Like, nigga, it's about Puff.
Of course. And if it's not, it's enough innuendo to cause conversation.
Cause conversation and make the record even hotter. Exactly. And J-Lo's getting Us Weekly love, Star Magazine love is the record. I'm like, this is gonna make the record number one real fast.
And this is before streaming.
Imagine if social media was around.
That's about to say this is real. This is real. This is real sales. This is real CDs. This is real shit. Going out buying shit.
Nigga, I'm Pinky in the brain, nigga.
All right, Gotti, listen, before you go crazy.
World.
Last question. We and Mike is my man, Mike Geronimo. We had him on. We had a conversation. You actually alluded to him a couple times earlier in this conversation. That relationship, it started out good. It went bad. What is your? And you didn't say anything bad about you. You just said you had a disagreement and it never was the same. What is your side of that conversation?
Listen, I kind of like. I'm gonna tell you, right? But I have a new thing, and I'm going back to simplicity, right? If you don't have nothing nice to say about somebody, don't say nothing at all, right? or here's the other one: mind your fucking business, right? But Torae, you my guy. I'm gonna answer it, Mike. If you're listening or if you see this, I'm not trying to shit on you. I'm just telling the truth. And this is where it gets tricky because I tell 100% truth and other people make up stories and lies. And then it's like you got to figure out who to believe. So when it's like that, I like to remove myself from the clown arena. You understand? Because I'm telling the truth. Here's the truth. I put out my Geronimo Shit's Real. I produced the record, made the record. I did not have a deal with him. I did it off of energy. I met him at a Bayside talent show. I was like, yo, you want to make a record? I heard him freestyling. He was dope. So you want to make a record? He said, yeah. We made Shit's Real. I pressed up Shit's Real. I worked my ass off to get Shit's Real what it was. He came to like 2 times when I brought the record to Ron G. I don't know if he was there with Flex. He couldn't have been. But after that, he was gone. He was in Fort Totten, and I was working the record with no contract. And I bust my ass. I got Flex and Ron G. I got them to support and keep supporting. And then what I did was something crazy. Hot 97 was 1-800-223-9797 for the request line. And I and my family, my Nene, I would call Nene. I wouldn't sleep. I would call Nene 6 a.m. because I thought that's the time where they would pick up the phone and you could get a request in. I'm like, Nene, how many times you get in? How many times you do the request? She said, I only got like 4 or 5. I said, yo, I need 10, yo. I said, yo, come. I'm screaming on my mother. And she's like, all right, I'll do it. And I used to go where, like to O1's crib or Ja's crib where they was all smoking weed. And while they was smoking weed and playing games, I'm calling 10023. I would hear when they answer, I would give the phone to different niggas so they could hear a new voice saying that they wanted to hear Mike Geronimo. Lo and behold, after like 3-4 weeks of that, Angie Martinez coming in at the top 4 at 4. New entry, Mike Geronimo. I was like Johnny Drama, victory! I like Johnny Drama, victory, because that means basically that they added my record. After that, you heard it was getting like 30 spins a week. And to all you people who are new people and listening to me, who gives a fuck about going to seminars or things like that? If you want to be in the music business, drop a hot record and promote your ass off with it. And guess what? Labels will call you. Like, I gave nobody my number. And like 5 labels, Nene called me and was like, Irv, EMI, a Blunt, TVT, Loud Records. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, how the fuck they get my home number? I ain't got no apartment or nothing. I'm living with my mother. So I signed the deal. But before I signed the deal, remember, I ain't have no paperwork with this nigga.
Mm-hmm.
And he flipped on me. Now he's gonna say, I didn't flip on him. I ain't flip. Nigga, shut the fuck up. You flipped on me. Right? And he didn't want to sign the contract. And I met with his uncle, this nigga Barnes, who's actually with Diddy now. And when me and Barnes, I was like, nigga, that nigga's with me. I did all this work. So I was basically telling Barnes, over my dead fucking body, nigga, y'all want me out? Kill me. Kill me. And do a good job. Because if I'm still breathing, I'm coming back. Right? So it was bullshit like that. He finally signs. We get with Blunt TVT. But I knew the right was on the wall. This nigga's a disloyal ass nigga. And then the Coupe de Gracie, right? The Coupe de Gracie. Right. He didn't want me to make records for him. Right. He was on all the niggas that did Nas's album did. Large Professor, Q-Tip. So when you look at his first album, and he'll say he'll lie and make up a story to circumvent the fact that he was a bitch ass nigga and disloyal.
All right.
To the guy who put him on. Hey, you asked the question, Torae. I'm just giving the fucking answer.
That's my man, though.
Yeah, he's cool with me too, and it's good. But I don't like when he talks about it because he makes up lies, and I'm like, nigga, just own it. Say, yo, I thought these niggas was nicer than Gotti. Who was I to know that this nigga was gonna get bigger than all these niggas? You know what I'm saying? And it basically, that's why in the proof and the pudding of what I'm saying is just look at the first album.
Right.
I did 2 records. It's Real, Shit's Real, and Time to Build, featuring Jay-Z, DMX, and Ja Rule. Lo and behold, and that's why Mike is crazy. Like, he put them niggas on. Like, you know, I put them on. And I'm like, yeah, but you didn't put them on, nigga. You gave him a record. You wasn't that nigga like that. You gave him a shot or whatever, but he be embellishing it like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was a big part of these niggas' careers. And I'm like, these niggas was ill. You wasn't. You know what I'm saying? That's just the fact of the matter. You didn't have what these niggas had. And I knew it. And I knew it. And that's why that record was made. And that's why me and my niggas did what we did. And all them niggas stayed loyal and down with Gotti. Where you didn't want to fuck with Gotti. So that's the disdain and the thing, and that's the real shit, you know. But when you talk to him, he's gonna give some other cockamamie scheme on what the fuck happened. And I just
all right, listen. Do you have any other records on XJ and Ja?
No. Everyone asked me that. No. XJ and Ja Murder Inc. was my idea that I wanted because I felt unique in the fact that these guys is like my brothers. They are all like my brothers and best friends, and they all happen to be crazy nice. So I was like, them on the album. Listen, lyrically, it would have been the best album ever made because the 3 niggas was knowing no one is backing down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Jay knew X and Ja, is coming at my head every record. They're not gonna take one record off. They're gonna deliver their best verses. So if I don't fucking deliver my verse, and vice versa, but you know, I tried twice for that album before I gave up.
So you gave
First
up?
time I tried, I thought Ja wasn't big enough because these niggas was selling 6-7 million. Rule had his first album, did like 2 million. So I was like, all right, maybe they feeling they doing too much. But the second time, Ja was on their ass. And Ja may have been, Ja outsold Jay twice. He outsold him with Rule 336, and he outsold him with Pain is Love. And if you check the dates, those albums came out, Jay's album and Ja's album, like a week apart. So it's a true who's going to outsell who.
Right.
And he outsold him twice. So I felt with this, I'm like, it's time. Like, all three of y'all is the biggest niggas. Still didn't get it done.
Couldn't happen. All right. Murder Inc. or Ja Rule, either or, in the verses. Who's the good competitor for your catalog or your label's catalog or Ja's?
It's got to be somebody big, yo. And you know, like people say with 50, that would be a great entertaining verses. But y'all could say what y'all want. Ja will bust his ass in that. Like if we talking hit records, he's gonna be playing album cuts after the first 10. He's got to hit you with a dope album cut. Ja's gonna play you 20 fucking big hit records, y'all.
Right.
And anyone who knows that or really knows the music and the artists, they know that. That's why 50 ain't trying to do that. He ain't trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? Ja got multiple huge #1 records.
Right. No,
like
you guys
50 got
ran
in
the
the
radio
club.
for years.
He got in the club. In the club is a catastrophic, game-changing #1. Okay. You want 21 questions or you want to put it on me? 21 questions is really, when you look at the video, it's put it on me. You understand? And he talks about Josh singing, he's singing, and a lot of his records, whatever. So I just personally feel it would have been a good battle, but we're gonna smash him. And I'm like, with me, you gotta go like Diddy, or you gotta go like Jermaine Dupri. But I'm not really interested in that verses. I know everyone be doing the verses. I don't give two fucks about doing the verses. I'm sorry, everyone, but I don't care about it. My mind is so much on JT, so much on Supreme Team, so much, y'all niggas do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Torae, you do it. Get me against JD and you do it and shit. I'll call in and be like, how'd it turn out?
Oh, this guy's crazy. All right, the people want to know about Tails. What's up with Tails?
Tails is just on pause. He said, hey, look, I'm looking at it. Irv versus Eric Sermon. Eric Sermon is my nigga, right? But it's two different levels of hits.
Right.
He's going to be playing, like, great street hits. I'm going to be playing #1 record in the whole planet Earth hits. It's a different hit.
It's different.
It's different. That's why I said, yo, it's really JD or thing. Like, even Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre got gangster hits. I got big radio hits. It's different. You know what I'm saying? What was the question?
Tails.
Tails is the pandemic. You know, as soon as when the pandemic is over, we can shoot and we can film.
Got you. All right,
and
last question.
I got the songs, everything. Tails is my baby.
Yo, you got my episode ready, dog?
Which one?
Whichever one I'm in.
Oh, nigga, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we'll pick a good one out and thing. We'll put you with it. What you want to play? A villain?
Yeah,
you want
I
to play
want
a villain or the good guy?
Yeah. Nah, I want to be a good guy. I'm a good guy in real life.
You're a good guy in real life, so we're going to check your acting chops and make you the most evil, most vile villain.
I got to go crazy. Anybody you missed out on artist-wise? Somebody that you maybe had wind of, you had an opportunity to sign, and you passed or you missed it?
Rick Ross.
Ross. Tell the story, Gotti.
My man, he's a gangster nigga from Miami. So I'm in the club with him. I forget which club. Opium or Privé, one of these clubs. Every day I'm hustling. Like before it came out, it came on in the club. Yo, who the fuck is this? And he said, yo, it's the nigga I was telling you about. It's the nigga Rick Ross and shit. I'm like, what? Nigga was on it. So got Rick Ross at the time. Kevin Liles was banging with Warner Brothers. We was gonna bring him to Warner Brothers, Tom Wally, and it was gonna be like a Murder Inc. Warner Brothers thing. I meet with Rick Ross. I immediately felt his energy. I said, this nigga's a star. He's special. I said, and because I knew Big, I said, yo, he kind of could pull off that big lane where he's a big guy, but he's charismatic. Nigga makes great records. I got him at Warner. Everything's going good. We at Tom Wally's house, and the phone rings, and it's Jay Brown calling him. Jay Brown was like, put him on the phone. He's like, what's up, Gotti? I'm like, what's up, Jay Brown? But now I know Jay's on him, right? So we have a great meeting. The deal is like 90% done. He's fucking with us. Next thing you know, I get a call. Yo, Rick Ross is in New York with Jay. I'm with Tom Wally and Kev. I said, yo, we're not getting it. I'm out.
So
There was like, Gotti. And then I heard he was like in the Maybach with Jay-Z going to dinner. I left. I said, we're not getting it. And he went with Jay and Def Jam.
Crazy.
Yeah, I said, I'm not. This wasn't when Murder Inc. was on fire. This was after the trial. I'm cooled down and shit is weird and different. You know what I'm saying? And this nigga's in the Maybach with Jay-Z. I was like, see you later, yo. That's it. Word to mother. I left.
It was hard to compete with that at that time, bro.
I said it's over. They was like, yo, they seen him at Worldwide Plaza, and he got in the car. He got in Jay's Maybach. Yo, I'm out.
It's over. Just like he drove off, I'm driving off.
It's like, yo, I'm out.
Got it.
We're not getting it.
My brother, I appreciate you so much, man.
Anytime, Torae. I appreciate you more, man.
No, it's love, bro. Bigger than anything that you've done in music, and that is just monumental in itself, but it's always real talk. It's always real love. Anytime we link, I can't wait till this shit is over so we can get back up and all that, man. But you always come through, and we're going to keep putting on for this JT record. And yeah, listen, we're going to be shouting this murder all over again.
Wouldn't that be a story when that happens?
Oh, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
The only thing I miss, you do the morning drives now. So
I know you want to be at the evening.
Early, yo.
I know you want to wake up
early. I kind of liked you when you was like in the afternoon and shit, yeah.
My God.
I used to look forward to listening.
The legendary Irv Gotti. Y'all make sure y'all show him some love with the new music. We can't wait for the fucking Murder Inc. TV show, the documentary, the Supreme Team. Is Jamie Foxx still on? What's up?
He asked me not to talk about it until it's done.
Got you. That's fair.
Yeah, he asked me not to talk about it until it's done.
That's fair.
But listen, ain't nothing stopping this movie from being the biggest movie in the world. I got Todd Phillips. I got Bradley Cooper. I got Chris Brancato writing it. You know what I'm saying? Michael B. Jordan to play Prince. I got shit lined up. So I think if he was smart, he'd fuck with this motherfucker.
It's going to go crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna go crazy.
It's gonna go crazy.
Yo, before I leave, I'll tell you why.
I don't want you to get yourself in any more trouble.
No, listen, I'll tell you why it's gonna go crazy. Because one, it got all of the sexiness and the glory of drug dealing in the 80s and the crack epidemic.
We love that.
Love that, right? But then it's got how hip hop changed the mindsets of drug dealers. Because when he comes home, it's the 90s. He watched Jay-Z and me work with Jay-Z and Jay-Z blow. Right. D&Y from Rough Riders. He watched D&Y from Rough Riders and fucking DMX blow. Mm-hmm. I don't want to... Who wants to sell drugs? They're seeing their peers and counterparts who used to be drug dealers worth 20, 30, 50, $100 million. Mm-hmm. I want to make a movie.
Right.
But this movie is different because you get the gangster shit and the allure of hip hop culture with it. Crazy. Come on, my nigga. And
who could tell a story better than you, Gotti? Come on.
Yo, that's why I'm telling it, and that's why I went and shot for the stars. Got the best people in the game and pitched them and poured my heart out to them and got them aboard. And nigga, I'm not stopping until this movie is the highest grossing gangster genre film in the world. Like American Gangster did 350. We beating that, yo.
Yo, JT said all you do is run your mouth. We hanging up on you, Gotti.
Hey, JT, fuck you, JT. Everyone
Bro,
go
I'm
scream.
gonna speak to
Everyone
you
go
soon, man.
scream.
Thank you so much,
JT.
Gotti, for real, for real.
Hold on, look at my daughter, Angie. You're a chatterbox.
Shout to
You're a
Angie.
chatty patty. Angie, fuck you too.
No, no, this guy's crazy. Bye, Irv.
Ah, yeah, peace.
Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, you know how we do live at 5, man. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? This is the type of shit we bring to you Monday through Friday. And yo, Ange, I see you in here, Ange. Oh man, this Gotti is crazy, man. But always, like I said, you know, Gotti is one of those guys who shoots straight. He gonna tell you like it is, you know, whether you like it or not. And ever since him and I linked up, it's been super love.